All right, now let me show you how to read one object from Firebase. So here, let's say I want to read the course with ID 1. Back in the app component, previously we used the list method of Angular Fire database object. Now this object also has another method called object. So db.object, and once again, we supply the path to a node in our database. Let's say courses/1. Now this method, like the list method, returns an observable. So I'm going to declare another field here, course, and set it here, this.course. Okay, now back in the template, below the list of courses, I'm going to add a paragraph. And here I want to render our course object. So we use interpolation. Here is our course observable. We apply the async pipe to it. We can also apply another pipe to render it as a JSON object. Let's have a look. Back in the browser. This object has one property, which is $value. Now let's go back to our Firebase database. Here I'm going to add a complex object. So on the root, I'm going to click this plus to add a child. I'm going to name this authors. And here as the value, I don't want to set a primitive value like a number or a string or a Boolean. I want to have a structure. I want to have a hierarchy. So I'm going to click this plus icon. Here I'm going to add another node. That's the author with ID 1. And again, I'm not going to set a primitive value here because I want each author to be a complex object. So once again, plus. Now here we can add a property of the author object. I'm going to set the name to Mosh Hamedani. Let's add this node to our database. Beautiful. So we've got authors 1, and here we have the name property of this author object. Let's add a couple more properties. So plus students. Here I'm going to set a number. I've got currently 100,000 students, a bit more, I guess. And then another property is premium. And I'm going to set this to true. So these are examples of primitive values, Booleans, strings, and numbers. Now let's display this author on our web page. So back in app component, I'm going to declare another field, author, $, and set this.author to db.object, and here's the path, authors 1. Now once again, back in the template, I'm going to duplicate this paragraph and display our author object. Back in the browser. So you can see our author object has 3 properties: is premium, name, and students.